Alright, so we're doing an advanced eye look. It's called Galaxy Eyes and Lips. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, you're using an eyeshadow base. You can use a concealer or your foundation as an eyeshadow base as well. And just set it with the face powder. You just need something to have the eyeshadows stick to. And we're putting that all over the eyelid. Next, we're going to go into our transitional shades. And a transitional shade is basically you can use matte shadows to carve out the structure of the eye placement that you are laying down. So in this case, I'm using a mixture of warm browns to help structure the eye just a bit more. And I'm using a sweeping back and forth motion as well as a circular motion from the back of the eye to the front of the eye. With a blending brush. A really fluffy blending brush, actually. So now we're getting into the eyeshadows that are specifically for this particular look. I'm using like an orange red brick type of eyeshadow, and I'm doing the same motion. I'm starting to also carve out the eye placement. In this case, I'm doing an oval eye placement to create dimension into the eye. So an oval eye placement is what I like to call an eyeshadow that is applied evenly distributed on the eye from the front to back. I switched to a smaller, denser type of blending brush because I want to pinpoint exactly where I want those eyeshadows that are coming up next to lay. So I'm trying to keep them in the crease. So having a really big fluffy blending brush doesn't help me do that. It just diffuses the color too much. So I'm going into darker browns and purples into the eye right now, into the crease. As you can see, it's starting to create dimension into the eye instead of a one-dimensional type of canvas that I'm working with. So at this point, I've been doing it throughout the beginning, but I'm going back to applying and then softening the line and blending it out with a fluffy blending brush. You don't want to blend at the end. You want to blend throughout the process of creating the eye look, no matter what type of eye look you're doing. So I applied the color where I want it and I blend. Blend as much as you can. Now onto the eyelid. So I'm applying the eyelid color. This particular color is a more gem-like shimmer type of pink. And I'm applying that all over the eyelid, mainly in the front area, as you can see. I'm applying in patting motions to create the most pigment instead of sweeping back and forth, because sweeping back and forth, it diffuses the color and you start to lose pigment. So I'm trying to keep as much of the pigment on my lid, so I'm gonna pat. Pat, pat, pat. And I'm not patting with a fluffy blending brush, I'm patting with a more skinny, kind of flat shader brush. And then, because I don't like lines, or lines in this case for this look, I'm going to blend the edges so it's nice and soft. Now I'm creating like what we call a spotlight, and I'm using like a stone type of silver eyeshadow in a sense, and I'm applying it in the center of my eyelid. I thought I didn't have lavender, so I'm trying to do my best to create some type of lavender shade. And then again, I am using a blending brush to blend the edges. So this point, I'm creating depth. So what depth is, it's bringing more of the lighter colors forward and the darker colors recede. So to create depth, I'm using a darker matte shadow. It doesn't have to be black. It could be dark brown, dark purple, whatever color you choose, depending on the eye look you're doing. And I'm placing it strategically where I want it and gently blending it out. Mainly blending out the edges. So in this particular eye placement, whatever I do to the end of the eye, I'm gonna do to the front of the eye. Like right here. So this placement looks like a half moon eye placement. And after I applied, I blend out. So I'm checking between the eye that I'm doing and the other one because I want to create balance. So now I'm applying the matte eyeshadows, the transitional shadows that I use on the top of my eye to my under eye area. So starting with the lighter browns and brick colored browns to the black. And after I applied, I do blend it out with a more tapered blending brush. Now moving on to the brows. So the type of brows I love for myself and for my clients, I love a good brushed up, natural, I can see your type of hair, type of brow. So you do want to brush up in the direction that the hair grows. And then you're going to take your brow product of choice and create hair-like strokes in the same direction the hair grows. So I have brows. For somebody that doesn't have any brows, you have to take into consideration what's actually going to stick to the brow and making sure the brow isn't wet or oily in order for the product to stick. So you can use a brow pencil, you can use a brow pomade to do this as well. So every brow for my client, like with the brow product that I'm using, it can be different depending if they have brows or not. But the method is still the same. And then to end and to blend together, I brush up. Onto mascara, nothing really changes. Just remember that you can apply as many coats as you like. The rule of thumb is shimmy down, shimmy up when you're working with the top and bottom lashes. Now to the lips. I like to do lip liner first to get the structure that I want for the lips. And I start on the outer edges and work my way towards the middle in 4 quadrants. So the top side, left and right, and the bottom, left and right. Please don't blend your lip liner out with your finger on your clients. For yourself, it's fine, but for your clients, please don't. Apply the lip color that you like, and to reinforce the lip color so it doesn't bleed, create that fence with the lip liner to close it in, and also just in case if you lose the line. blend it with a lip brush till the line is gone. And then use your favorite setting spray to seal it all in and give hydration back to the face. I did lashes off camera, as you can see in the beginning of the video. And that's it, honey. Bye.